Partynerdz, 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 Partynerdz.
By now, and I hope that you have taken the opportunity to not only watch it once, twice, but possibly 3 times, watch Infinity War. And for those of you that have, first off, what a great fucking movie. An awesome movie from start to finish. But let's stay keen on a certain aspect of the movie. So Thanos, of course, completes his destiny and retrieves all the 6 Infinity Stones, snaps his fingers, and half of the universe decides to dissolve. In this scene, you see Black Panther, Falcon, Star-Lord, Spider-Man, Drax, Nick Fury, Maria Hill, so on and so forth, start to disappear before our very eyes. Now, there could be many places for them to end up. Mostly you could have this thought that just the masses of them cease to exist. But there are this generous theory and a very sort of semi-factual theory out there that most of them are trapped inside the Soul Stone. Now, in order for something like this to happen, if you do recall when Thanos was on the verge of getting the Soul Stone, he had to travel to a land called Volmir. This is the place where anybody who seeks the Soul Stone must go. And of course, in this scene, we got the biggest fucking surprise of all, as the Red Skull is now the purveyor inside of the Soul Stone for those who seek it. And he is not to reveal the means for them to obtain it, but he guides them along the way. Ultimately, of course, Thanos found out that, of course, they had to provide a sacrifice in order to obtain it. For those of you that didn't see the goddamn movie, fuck it, spoilers on you. He travels to this, the land of Vormir with Gamora. And unfortunately, the way to obtain it is with the death of a loved one, the sacrifice of a loved one. He then kills Gamora, and the Soul Stone is obtained. So, if this theory is factual, every person, because the Soul Stone's general purpose is the rights to bring the dead back to life. It is the keeper of souls. Think of it as the Shang Tsung for Mortal Kombat if he was a gem. You know, Shang Tsung's full purpose was to steal the souls in order to maintain himself and keep him whole. It was sort of like a hunger that was inside of him, and he just needed as many souls as possible in order to obtain his mission. The Soul Stone kind of has that same type of premise. Obtain souls, but has also the power to bring them back. So if everyone that has disappeared from the universe is now trapped inside of the Soul Stone, and then say someone wants to obtain it, the Soul Stone, in order to garner the power to bring them back, my main question would be, would another sacrifice have to happen? Now, Thanos had to sacrifice Gamora. So we have so many options of people who are going to, put themselves on the line here in order to bring the universe back to its original self. Fuck the balance shit that Thanos was doing. Put everything right with the world, with the universe. So who would be the one to do that? Now we've all had this thought in our heads going into Infinity War that possibly Tony Stark was going to die, that possibly Captain America was going to cease to exist after this movie, that an abundance of people. We didn't think any of the new characters. We didn't think Spider-Man. We didn't think Black Panther. We didn't think those people were going to go. We didn't think Bucky. We didn't think the Winter Soldier was going to go now. But if there is a scene where we have to see one of the characters travel to Vormir, it would be interesting to see Captain America go to Vormir to obtain it. Of course, he would have to sacrifice a loved one. We don't know who that is, but the fact that there would be possibly a face-to-face between the Red Skull and Steve Rogers again would be dope. Extremely dope. Rocket is another person that could sacrifice, which I would think if Rocket was the person that was to go to Vormir and sacrifice himself. He was extremely cocky. He's a tortured soul. I mean, Jesus, the raccoon has been through a lot. He is now at the stage where he would possibly put himself on the line to save the rest of the Guardians. Probably just only them. Now, would a mass of them do it to bring everybody back? Like if everybody that survived decided to sacrifice themselves in order to enable the future of the universe to prevail. So if you haven't been paying attention, the people that survived the snap of the fingers and half of mankind was wiped away. The people that survived were the original Avengers, Rocket Raccoon, Nebula. That's pretty much it. We're talking about Hulk, War Machine, Tony Stark, Captain America, Rocket Raccoon, and Nebula. And Thor. That's pretty much all we got. That's what we have left. So, would it be a main and major sacrifice? Because they're all pretty much, not to say that they're all done with their contracts, but they've lost a lot over these movies. For Thor, Asgard ceased to exist. There is no family members left. I believe that Loki is more of a permanent death. He has lost his best friend, Heimdall. Heimdall is now gone. His father passed away in the last movie. His sister got killed by Surtur, but she never loved him in the first place. You got War Machine and Tony. These guys are like more so best friends. I don't see any links in the chain. Tony would sacrifice himself in order to protect Pepper and possibly an unborn child, which he literally hinted at a little bit in the beginning of Infinity War. Let me tell you, there's a lot to be said about this movie. And the sacrifices that could be made for the future, if the older ones were to sacrifice themselves for the future characters of the MCU to prevail, that would possibly be the going chapter. You got You know, Ant-Man and Hawkeye, who weren't even in the movie, they'll probably be in this one. But there's plenty of ultimate sacrifices that can be made in order for everything to be right with the world. But I'll leave that for you to decide. This is Grandmaster FAQs. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Feel free to check us out every Tuesday, 6:45, Wildfire Radio, or on your podcast apps on your phones at Partynerdz and Partynerdz Presents Grandmaster FAQs. Please click on our link on the bio on your Instagram and check us out anytime, or here on our YouTube channel at Partynerdz. All right. So for those of you, keep guessing, keep the theories coming, and have a good one.
Partynerdz, 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 Partynerdz,